If you agree with the content of this video, please check this box here. If you find this request quite absurd, you'd be absolutely right. And yet millions of us, every day, put our trust in companies we don't really know and agree to their terms, their conditions, and the way they look after our data without having the faintest clue what we're signing up to and what law they're governed by. The desire to order that thing, book that flight, update that browser or sign up to that service is much, much stronger than reading the terms and conditions. That makes sense. Life's too short for small print. Anyway, surely that data is in good hands, governed by sensible laws, right? Well, not really. And here's why. If data laws and data privacy sounds rather dull and technical, then let's put it another way. That data is a version of you. It's your shopping behavior, your health status, private photographs, where you've been and what you've done today, what videos you've watched, including this one, and what you bought and said. Without the right laws, there is little to protect you against having your data misused, made vulnerable to theft, and stored in places you really wouldn't want it to be. Big companies focused on getting the most out of us have worked out a little trick. Different laws across the EU have given them astonishing freedom in what they do. For example, if you're a German Facebook user, you've signed an agreement with an Irish company. Ireland is where Facebook have set up their entire non-US operation. And because Ireland is part of the EU, everyone using the service in Europe is bound by the Irish rules also on data protection. You see, companies treat data protection laws a bit like a box of chocolates. They tend to pick the ones that suit them. And because of this, all too often, you lose control of your data and don't even know it. It ends up in places you wouldn't like it to be because European data protection law is patchy and outdated. So what can we do? Well, the good news is that something has been done. The European Parliament has pushed through and got approved a new law called the EU Data Protection Regulation. All businesses acting on the EU market will now be obliged to follow the same rules, which also helps those companies who do respect your rights already today. You'll be able to get help from your own data protection authority rather than another country's. At the same time, businesses can trust that they only have to comply with one single law, rather than up to 28 different standards. In the future, there'll be standardized icons to better explain those complicated privacy terms which nobody reads. This means you'll know what you consent to and what your rights are if you tick a box to give away your personal data. And companies will get fined serious amounts of money for misusing your data. In other words, you. Data protection will finally be a binding fundamental right again, everywhere in the European Union. If we've got you interested in data protection law or the Green Party, then come to our website. Here you can learn a lot more about the new rights and controls you have.